I don't know what happened, but we back at it again. The live stream had cut off. Live stream had cut off, but we back at it again. Come on in and tap into the chat. Come on in and tap into the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today's going to be a great discussion. I got shut down for a minute. I don't know what happened. Come on in here and hit the like button. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Yeah, we're back. I don't know what happened, Luke Kibbles. I don't know what happened. But the live stream had went down, but we're back at it again. We're back at it. I tried to put a poll. I tried to put a poll in here, but it shut me down when I tried to put a poll in here. So I probably not even try to put a poll in here again just to keep the live stream up. Luke Kibble says, hope everyone is well. Every day is a blessing. Yes, sir, Ski. Yes, sir. As y'all can see, today is a beautiful day. The sun is shining, blue skies, very limited clouds, right? It's hot as hell in Texas, but you know, it's all good. It feels good to wake up and breathe another day. It feels good to wake up and, you know, take advantage of the day, right? It feels good. And I hope y'all doing the same. I hope y'all out here grinding. I hope y'all out here getting to the money despite what's going on in the economy, despite the layoffs, despite all that's going on. I hope y'all getting to the bag. But we have an important discussion to talk about, man. We have some important things to talk about, right? And as you guys seen from the title, y'all can already see what we're about to talk about, right? Most Americans will lose everything. Most Americans will lose everything, right? And I'm going to explain that as people start pouring into it. Blake Bradley, yes, sir. What's going on? What's going on? But I'm going to explain in more details what I mean, right? I'm going to explain in more details what I mean. Most Americans will lose everything, right? Most Americans are not prepared for what is coming. They're not. Most Americans are still, they're still walking around lollygagging, la 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 la. Everybody walking around here pretending like they don't know what's going on. I mean, probably most people don't know what's going on. Most Americans don't know what's going on. They don't know what's about to happen. They have no clue what's about to happen, right? They're ushering in automation faster than most of us can blink. They're ushering in AI and all kinds of technology faster than we can blink, right? And this is not all that they can do. Dan22, what's going on? Right? Make sure you come on in and hit that like button. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Right? But they're not even through. They're not even through ushering in what they need to usher in. Right? MSK said, I'm learning how to use AI agents for my online business. That's what I'm talking about. Get to it. Right? I just got on that too. Right? AI agents, internet scrapers and all that stuff. Right? Data scrapers, all that. Right? If you're not hip to what's going on, you're going to get left behind, right? First and foremost, let's talk about the changing job dynamics, right? Let's talk about the changing employee-employer dynamics. Listen, right? What is going on? Cartier, what's going on? Tony, what's going on? Said, I've been leveraging ChatGPT every day for the past year for my web and marketing workflow. AI makes a huge difference if you use it effectively like an assistant. Yes, I just started paying for, I was always using ChatGPT. But now I started using the paid version. Right? The paid version is so much better, right? And you can use different models to do what you need to do. And when I tell you, man, it took my ideas and my ambitions and my goals to a whole nother level. Let me tell you something, man. Listen, if you're not dishing out money, your ass gonna get left behind anyway, right? If you ain't trying to spend no money, whether you spending money to support or whether you spending money to get yourself to the next level, get yourself some knowledge, get yourself whatever. If you're not spending any money, you're gonna get left behind anyway. Right? You're gonna get left behind. But let's talk about the Adam Smash said free ass ninjas are priced out of everything. Yeah, these free ass ninjas, they don't want to pay for nothing. They don't want to support the channel. They don't want to do anything. Ninjas, super chat ninjas, become a member ninjas. Right? Ninjas don't want to do anything, don't want to pay for a course. I'm like, bruh, what is up with y'all ninjas? right? But y'all gonna be the main ones priced out. Y'all gonna be the main ones. Y'all gonna be wishing that y'all pay for stuff sooner than later, right? But let's talk about the changing employee-employer dynamic, right? Listen, it's not the same anymore, right? Loyalty, as y'all know, it doesn't exist anymore. It's non-existent. The employee-employer dynamic, the loyalty, that's all dead, right? On both sides, right? The employees are not loyal to the companies are not loyal to the employees, right? That's done. So they don't owe you anything, right? They don't owe you a paycheck. They don't owe you any kind of loyalty. They don't owe you job security. They don't owe you any training. They don't owe you anything, right? Everybody's still walking around out here like these companies, owe you something. People out here protesting. Hey, you can't lay us off. And trust me, I get it. I get it, right? The official J is back in the building. What's up, AP? What's going on, right? I get it. Trust me, I get it. But listen, protesting is not going to do nothing. They've already made their mind up, right? This has been years in the making. You think the CEOs and CFOs, you think they hadn't already seen these types of AI models and all? They knew about it before the general public knew about it, right? Before the companies already was ahead of. The companies are 10 years ahead, right? The companies are already 10 years ahead. Many of these companies are 10, 20 years ahead of the U.S. government, Ninja. They're already ahead of the U.S. government. But it is the citizens who are damn near a century behind, right? And that's an exaggeration, but y'all know what I mean. It is the citizens, the regular everyday people who are 50 years behind, a century behind, right? Because by the time they start rolling out everything, that's when you like, hold up, what's going on? Right? What's with this technology? How long has Wally World had self-checkout? Right? Was that not an indicator? How long has Kroger, your favorite grocery store, had self-checkout? Was that not a clear indicator? Right? They've already been reviewing the technology, right? What happens if we replace checkout lines with self-checkout lines and we just keep cameras right there? We keep somebody on security, ready to jam somebody up in case they try to steal. They've already been rolling out this stuff. They've already done the projections. They've already ran the numbers. They looked at the numbers. Their eyes got big. They like, oh boy, you mean to tell me we can buy yachts? You get a yacht. You get a yacht. You get a yacht, right? And you get an escort. You get an escort. You think your kids get a big birthday party? You can go to Cabo and Turks and Caicos, Ninja, right? As a matter of fact, we all can go to Turks and Caicos for a month, Ninja, right? They looked at the numbers. Their eyes got so big. They like, that's all we got to do is fire all these people, and then we take all the money and we just pay a monthly fee for the technology, and that's it. They was like, oh boy, I can't wait, right? And now what are we seeing? Now we're seeing the implementation, right? We're seeing the implementation. So y'all got to get out. Y'all got to get out of this mindset of, first of all, job security. Job security has been dead for the past probably 20 years, right? No more job security. It's even more dead today than it was 20 years ago, but it's been dead for a minute. Y'all got to get out of this mindset of thinking that, okay, I'm gonna find a job. I'm gonna get out here and find a job. You getting out here and finding a job, bro. Listen, I know it sounds cliche, but these are the times that you have to depend on yourself, right? Some of you lack the confidence, right? The intuition, the discipline to get out here, and that's your fault. That's your fault. You should have been building you should have been building up consistency somewhere. Right? When push come to shove, you supposed to be able to lean on your disciplines. You're supposed to be able to lean on your characteristics, right? But many of you have you just been out here lost in the sauce. You just been going along with the regular everyday programming, with the average Joe Schmo programming. Let me wake up, go to work, sit in traffic, go home, eat lunch, right? Go to sleep, do it all over again. Many of you have not been building up any kind of characteristics, any kind of discipline, any kind of anything, right? You haven't been going to the gym. You haven't been working on something, your side hustle or something. Many of you have not been doing anything, right? MAGA Maniac, what's going on? Out here floating through life. Cartier, no direction at all. No direction, right? Because many people get out here and expect that the corporation is going to give you some direction. They get out here and think that corporation is life. Corporate is life. Corporate is life, ass ninjas, right? I got a corporate job, ass ninja, right? I'm an accountant, right? I'm the lead accountant for Chase Bank, right? I'm the lead accountant for Bank of America, right? They've been doing me well, and they promised me a good retirement when I leave, when I reach 60 years old, when I'm too old, not too old. I mean, 60 ain't that old, right? It's up there, but it ain't old. It ain't, 60 years old ain't that's the old, right? The new old really like 80 years old. But Ninja's like, yeah, when I get my 401k, I'll retire at 60. Ninja, please. Right? Blake Blatt said, some are just meant to be NPCs. See, the truth is that then that's most people. Then that's most people. Most people are meant to be NPCs. Right? That's why the title says most Americans will be left behind. Most Americans will lose everything. Right? Yep, 60 ain't old no more. Right? Especially if you've been taking care of yourself, you've been in the gym, taking care of your health, eating organic, growing your own food, right? Not drinking sodas and heavy sugary drinks, drinking your water, ninja, right? Eating your fruits and vegetable, right? Not eating Mickey D's, ninja, not eating Burger King and Whataburger, ninja. Right? If you've been taking care of yourself, then yeah, 60, ninja, you getting out here, you still, ninja, I see 60-year-olds in the gym. Ninja, they looking better than some of the young dudes in there. And that's no lie. I'm looking at some older dudes in there. I know they have to be over 50 years old, and they looking better than the younger dudes. I'm like, bruh, you can't make this up. Jay says, I'm drinking a Sprite with some Alfredo right now. Listen. Hey, you just better hope you good when you 60. Ninja, you just better hope you good when you 60. Cartier says, even if you don't know what you want to do, you still need to apply discipline in some areas in life. And many people are going to find out the hard way, right? Because what it is many people don't have discipline. Many people don't know what consistency is. Many people haven't been relying on themselves to get themselves out of a rut. They've always relied on, I'll just get another job, right? I'll just apply to another job. And trust me, I get it, right? We were all brainwashed into, let me find a job. Let me go and get a 4-year degree in political science, ass ninja, and go work for a corporation. And then I'll retire from this corporation at 60 years old. I'll get up 7 in the morning every single day. I'll get married and have 3 kids that I can't afford, ass ninja, with an ungrateful ass wife that she listen, don't let me get started. Don't let me get started, ass ninja. I'm gonna hurt somebody's feelings up in here. Right? We were all fed the same propaganda, but now that propaganda is ending, right? And they don't tell you when the programming is ending, right? They don't tell you when the programming is ending. They just hit you up top of the head. Bow! Like, oh, shit. Like, it's changing already, ninja? It's changing already? Like, dudes, they don't have no consistency. They don't have no discipline. They're not self-reliant, and now the eggs are coming to hatch, ninja. All the eggs are coming to hatch, right? Because no longer can you just rely, okay, I'm gonna get out here and get a job. No, that's done. That's donezo, right? Now it's like, okay, are you getting ahead by using technology, right? Can you help companies streamline what they got going on, right? Can you find gray areas in companies and help them patch up that gray area, right? Or let's go internationally. Right? There's still a lot of countries that are still developing. Can you get them up to par? Right? Some of you still don't have your passport. Right? Some of you still don't have your passport. You can't travel. You can't go nowhere because, ninja, you've been relying on the system for so long. Right? Even if you are getting paid, some of you ninjas still work at Wally World, ninja. You ain't got enough to travel. You don't even have enough to dang on take the plane ticket. Shouts out to Tony with the super chat. Tony says, daily after pill keeps me awake and aware. Ain't no more job security. Got to learn hard and soft skills of all types, including marketing and sales, no matter what you do. Shouts out to Tony, man. He's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. See, remember when they used to say that don't be a jack of all trades, right? Remember they fed us that? Don't be a jack of all trades, right? Don't be a jack of all trades. Learn one skill, ninja. Learn one skill. That has set back generations. That was the biggest lie that many of us were sold and told. Just learn one skill. Just learn one skill. You're gonna be all right. Just stick to one skill. Bro, if you're not no freaking doctor, right, or a specific attorney, something very, very niche and skilled, bro, you being skilled at one thing does not matter, right? But even when you talk about some of the most successful doctors, right, they go into their own practice, right? So they probably started off as a cardiologist, right? They started off as a cardiologist, and then they did 10 years as a cardiologist, and then they moved on into their own private practice. Guess what? They had to get savvy on business. They had to get savvy on sales, right? They had to get savvy on communication, client interactions, right? Front end and back end. They had to get savvy on all that stuff, or hire somebody who had to teach them, hey, this is what you need to do. This is how you do this. This is the kind of loan that you need to start this. This is how much money you need to put up. They had to learn all this stuff. Right? So even the most successful doctors who go into their own practice, they still had to learn certain business acumen to get ahead and be the top upper echelon. Right? But many people, they're stuck doing what they're doing. Right? It's so depressing, man. Every time I go, I've switched jobs plenty of times, right? So many times. And I always get there, and it's always people who've been there for like 15, 20 years, right? They're always fat for some reason, always sloppy, always mad. Ninja, yeah, you can't do that here, Ninja. Yeah, the bosses, they're gonna, yeah, you don't want to do that, they're gonna throw you out the door, Ninja. Yeah, they're always trying to tell you, nah, you can't do that. No, we don't do that here. We don't do that here, young blood. No. See, you see the bosses when they see, listen, I've been here 20 years. Right, Ninja, I've been here 20 years, Ninja. Listen, I'm telling you, this is what's gonna save your job, Ninja. This is what's gonna save your job. Listen, see, you don't want to do that. Listen, you just listen what they tell you to do, and then you're gonna be all right. Listen, I got 40,000. I got $40,000 in my 401k. All right, I got 40,000 in my Ninja. Ninja, get out my face, Ninja. Get out my face. Talking about you got 40,000 in a 401k. Ninja, get out my face. Ninja, you about to die here, Ninja. You ain't retiring. Old heads always there. They always fat, sloppy, don't have nothing else going on. That's the only thing they know. You think that's a great life? See, listen, what I'm trying to achieve. See, some of y'all want to live meaningless lives. Right? Meaningless lives. Right? Some of y'all want to live meaningless lives. Right? And it's like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And you can tell I can't do it. Right? And that's why I'm passing on this motivation. I'm passing on this knowledge to y'all, because I'm currently in the works. Right? Jay says, can't depend on these companies. They would take forever to reach out. Tony says, left my ass off being fat and rude, bad combo. Can't take no one like that serious. Sounding like Sherman Klump with that impression. Bro, let me tell you something. A lot of people who work these jobs, I've never taken somebody's advice who work these jobs. One, they've never been in the position that I wanted to be in. Two, I don't trust. If that man ain't like rich, hopping out of a Lambo, hopping out of a Rolls Royce, hopping out of a Porsche or something, right? That's the only fat man advice I would take, right? Because maybe he just got beside himself, and that ninja eating good, he eating steaks, like he 50 years old. Like, listen, Lum Blood, I'm not trying to go into the gym. I'm smashing your generation, and I'm fat. Like, that's the only ninja advice I would take if he rich and fat, right? If he rich and fat, listen, okay, I'm all good. Like, he can tell me a little something, right? But if you fat and sloppy and you work at a corporate job, I don't want to hear your mouth, ninja. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. Because first and foremost, you work a job just like me. Second of all, you fat and sloppy. So guess what? That tells me you don't have the consistency and the discipline anywhere in your life but to show up at a job on time. That's all. But to show up and do the job. That's all you can show me. Listen, I run into so many fat and sloppalopasauruses. I'm like, bruh, get out my face. I don't want to talk to somebody who has let their health go for the sake of a job. That tells me you have low self-esteem and you don't care about yourself. That tells me that you put the job, you put what you're doing here, the work, you put this before your own health. And somebody like that, I cannot take advice from. I cannot take advice from. Gerald Wilson said, what's up, man? Been listening to you for a while. Men suck. It's disgusting, bro. Yep, shouts out to you. But I cannot take a man's advice who all they can show me is that they can pop up on a job and do the job, and that's it. All you can show me is how to do the job. And half of them can't even show me that. Half of them can't even show me that. Right? Most of these dudes, bro, most people, let me tell y'all something. Most people on these jobs, they're not even doing the damn job. Right? All these old heads who complaining about the new heads, right, coming in. Bro, half of these ninjas are not even doing a job. Right? Nobody's doing their job. Ninjas just come. They've been working a job so long, they just come and do a little something. Right? They put in a good 2-3 hours of work, and the rest of the shit, they just skating by like, ninja, yeah, we'll touch on it tomorrow, ninja. We'll touch on it tomorrow. Ninja in there taking a nap. You trying to wake him up like, ninja, don't touch me, ninja. This is my nap time, ninja. This is my nap time, right? What about the bosses, man? Listen, they busy. Ninja in there taking a nap, ninja. Come on, bro. Bro, ain't nothing going on, but ninjas wondering why they trying to replace human beings. Ninja, you get a good 3 hours of work out of human beings, and that is it, ninja. We go to work. We work 8-9 hours for no reason, ninja. Right now, some of us who, in blue collar now, you definitely, more than likely probably working the whole time. But even with blue collar, ninja, after about 3 hours, ninja, listen, you put in all the work. After, when that half a day goes by, if you work in the morning and you work from 6 a.m. to 12 or 7 to 12 or whatever, after lunch, ninja, you're done. Y'all know how it go. After lunch, when you get that good food in you, or for some of you ninjas, when you get that sloppy Joe, Whataburger, In-N-Out, ninja, Burger King, once y'all eat that grease, you out of there. Right? Y'all not doing that much. Ninja barely picking up the shovel like, ninja, man, I'm tired, ninja. Right? I'm tired. It's hot, ninja. I'm sleepy. Ninja not putting in that much work after lunch. After lunch, it's done. Ninja, the bosses ain't getting no more work out of you, ninja. You ate, you good, ninja. We just waiting on 3 o'clock to hit, ninja. It's 12. You counting down to 3 o'clock, ninja. You ready to go home and take a nap before you got to pick up your fat ass kids. Right? But then wonder why they're trying to replace human beings. Most human beings are net negative, ninja. In the United States, at least. Right? Most human beings are net negative. You only get a good 3 hours, 4 hours maybe of work out of them, and then they're done. See, with the AI and automation, listen, they can work them like clockwork, like Amazon warehouse ninja on steroids. Cartier said Squidward has ninjas. Somewhere they nowhere to be found. Hey, Blake Brown said, someone said, listen, there's so many people. I remember having to go look for people, right? Bosses come in there like, hey, you know where so-and-so at? I don't know. I ain't seen him. Man, go find him, ninja. Go find him. See, I'm going to write this ninja up, man. He always disappearing. And when it's time for lunch, this ninja always disappearing. We got to go. Let me go find him. I'm going to go write him up. Go write this ninja up. And I got to go find this ninja. Like, man, where this ninja at? I'm going on a dummy mission. Right? Go out. Go to the lunch room. He ain't there, ninja. Go knock on the bathroom. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, you in here? Like, ninja ain't there. Ninja, go outside, check the parking lot. There this ninja go. He in here sleep. He in here sleep in the car, ninja. Right? And we all done did that. That ninja, I done been in times where I done took a nap in the car, sat out there, wasn't no work to do, ninja, sat in the car the whole shift, ninja. Especially when I was doing contract work, sat in the car the whole shift, ninja. Right? Just slept. Like, shit. Hey, I guess they paying me to sleep, ninja. Oh, well, ninja. Oh, well, ninja, I'm gonna get my nap in. Right? But the job market is changing. So it's all fun and games right now. But many of this stuff is going away. And mark my words, and I'm gonna clip this up and put it into a video too. Most of y'all are not prepared. right? And I hope to God that y'all are waking up. I hope to God that y'all are waking up and smelling the coffee, because it's not fun and games. It's not fun and games. I'm seeing more families on the street, right? I'm seeing literally whole families. I talked about it in another video that I'm gonna release today. But I'm seeing whole families on the street, right? I'm seeing people live in their cars, right? People are breaking into cars, and I stay on the good side of the neighborhood. Pay attention to the video I'm gonna release soon. I'm gonna talk about it, right? And I stay on the good side. People are breaking into cars, right? I talked to a cop the other day. Burglaries and thefts are increasing. There's been a spike in them, bro. It's not looking good. It's not looking good, right? And Aiden Smash said Punani is on sale. Punani is on sale for the ones who can afford it, right? Punani is on sale for the ones who can afford it. And don't get me wrong too. I've been paying attention to what's going on too. I've been seeing, right? And I could be wrong. I could be tripping, but I've been seeing what it looks like: women hopping out their cars and basically hinting at the fact that they're for sale. Let me just put it like that. And I've seen this more than a few times at this point. What I'm seeing, especially now, I'm seeing women just hop out of cars and hoping, you know, I'm a good people reader. I'm a good situational reader, right? And I feel like I'm not wrong when I'm saying this. But I've been seeing, especially at the gas stations and stuff like that, I'm seeing women hop out of cars, pretty women, you know, nice looking women, you know, not no, you know, crackheads and stuff like that. But I'm seeing nice looking women hop out of cars and not really do anything. You know, they may pump a little gas or pretend like they're pumping some gas, or just hop out the car and just, you know, it's usually two girls, sitting seat in seat or whatever, passenger driver seat. But I'm seeing what it looks to appear like women are deliberately hinting at the fact that they're for sale, right? Hinting at that they're for sale. So yes, Punani is on sale, right? And it's not just your everyday prostitutes. It's not just your everyday escorts. They've been doing it. But now we're seeing everyday girls get into it. Hell, I've been telling y'all that for the longest, right? The chick tried to sell me some for some Roblox money. I keep telling y'all. Right? It's not just see, and that's where Red Pill gets it wrong at. Yeah, she's a prostitute, ninja. She's a prostitute. You don't want to mess with prostitutes. Well, all of them are prostitutes. All of them are prostitutes. Right? It don't matter if you're talking about the nurse. You got women in high professions who are selling it, bro. Listen. You got doctors, attorneys, chicks paid their way through school to get to graduate school who sold it. Like, bro. It's not just a clear as day who doing it and who's not. I've seen some weirdo girls do it. I've seen all kinds of stuff. But yes, Punani is on sale, but it's only for sale. It's only for sale half off or whatever for the guys who can afford it. Right? Only for those who can afford it. Right? But then see, it may hit a low. It may hit a low, but then it's going to shoot up. Because once price is going to continue to rise, right? But here's my theory. Probably need to clip this too. Here's my theory. So, yep, price is going to go up. Everything is going to go up. Gas is going to go up. Groceries going to go up. The cost of living is still going to go up, right? And people getting laid off, losing jobs, can't find a job, so on and so forth, right? What's going to happen is there's going to be more women on the streets. So I think that's what you're more so talking about, Aiden Smash. There's going to be an influx, right? There's going to be an influx of women on the market, right? Yep, Dan 22 said, y'all haven't been around enough. This been going on. Exactly. Right? Yeah, I'm not talking about no methanies. I'm talking about healthy women. I'm talking about healthy women. But what's going to happen is more women are going to flood the market. There's going to be more women who flood the market. And guess what? That's going to drive down prices, right? When you get an influx, then you get a price decrease, right? But it's still going to be the ones who can afford it. right? Some are gonna go the sugar baby route, some are gonna go the full-blown escorting route, some are gonna go, full Dubai route. It depends on who they are, right? It depends on their looks category, depends on a whole bunch of things, right? But and the way that they look, the way that their body is shaped, all that stuff, whether they have kids, whether the body is tightly packed, that's going to determine their price. But we're definitely going to see an influx of women because women are being heavily impacted by the layoffs. Women are being heavily impacted by the layoffs and all of that stuff, right? Especially when it comes to federal workers. Women are being heavily impacted by it. And let's just be honest, a lot of women don't want to work, right? Don't blame them for it. I don't want to work. But a lot of women don't want to work and they want to look for the easiest route. And what's the easiest thing to do? Open your legs, of course. Right? Blake Brad said, be careful though, because courts favor women. Yeah, I get it. But now what's going to happen is they done send an influx of women on the market. Guess what's going to happen? Guess what's going to happen? Everybody's going to turn a blind eye to it. The courts have to turn a blind eye to it. Right? The police have been turning a blind eye to it for the longest, right? The police have been turning a blind eye to it for the longest, right? And over these next 2 years, it's going to be they're going to be full blown out here. I'm going to tell you. American women are going to be full blown out here, right? Selling it like it's like what you call those markets? Just selling it out here. Right? And that's what's going to happen. AI is going to push women that way. But then again, AI is going to push men, for the ones who are not prepared, AI is going to push men to have no money. So that's why I said for the men who can afford it. Right? And a lot of y'all are going to get left behind. Right? Let's get these likes up. We got 45 people in here, almost 50 people in here. Right? Let's get these likes up. Hit the like button. Hit the super chat button if you want to support the channel, if you want to support the message, if you want to support the knowledge, if you want to support the wisdom. Hit that super chat button. YouTube, let's push this up. Push this out into the algorithm. Push it up to 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 people. Let's get it. Right? Hit the like button. Like button free, ninja. Like button free, ninja. That's all I ask. Hit the like button so it can push out into the algorithm so more people can see it, so more people can subscribe, so more people can understand this message and understand that nobody's coming to save you, ninjas. Right? Nobody's coming to save you. It's time to take the pacifier out you ninjas' mouth. Right? It's time to take the pacifier out you ninjas' mouth. It's time for y'all to come off the nipple. Right? It's too many men out here who are not self-reliant. A part of being a man is being able to be self-sufficient. Right? We've fallen as men, man. We've fallen as men. Bro, we've fallen as men. The whole point of being a man is being able to be self-sufficient. That's what many of our ancestors did in a way more tumultuous time. Right? In a way more chaotic time. Right? In a way more diabolical time. Men have had to be self-sufficient, not for themselves, but for the sake of society and for the sake of their families. Men with the families and relationships have been destroyed now. So ninjas y'all can't even be self-sufficient for your damn selves. Right? I'm seeing men who can't even, bro, like men are not even self-sufficient for themselves. Dudes can't even think, right? Don't know how to be creative for their damn selves. Don't know how to think outside the box. Don't know how to do anything, right? Don't know how to create a website. Ninja, you don't even need to code anymore, ninja. I created my first website many years ago. I went to a coding boot camp. I did all that stuff. Right? Listen, like my previous statements, you have to be a jack of all trades. Right? You have to be. To survive in this new market, you have to be a jack of all trades. You have to know this. You have to know that. You have to know this. You have to know that. There's no such thing as having one skill. All I know how to do, look, you the dude on the job. Yeah, I can drive the forklift. Yeah, I've been driving the forklift 5 years. All you ninjas know how to do is drive the forklift, ninja. Yeah, I know how to use a hammer, ass ninja. Okay, ninja. That's all, ninja? That's it? Ninjas don't even have a wide variety of skills, right? What about your communication skills? Have you picked up a camera yet? Right? Have you practiced talking? Right? Have you practiced communicating to a large sum of people? Right? How's your confidence level? Have you been practicing your confidence? Right? But to build your confidence, guess what? You got to do things that are going to build your confidence. right? Half of y'all don't want to try anything. Most of y'all don't want to try anything because you don't have the confidence to try it, right? You think all these things that I've tried that I had the utmost confidence about, you think I wasn't, fearful of failing? Do you think I wasn't fearful of like, damn, I don't know if I can do this? Of course I did. But guess what? I jumped head first in there, right? Because risk means reward. But none of y'all don't want to risk anything. Y'all don't want to risk anything. What if she break my heart? Then switch her ass out and get a better one, ninja. That's what you do. Well, I want her to love me for me. Ninja, none of these chicks are gonna love you for you. Right? You're a whole man. I was talking to this 20-year-old at work. 20-year-old dude, man. And basically we were going back and forth about 50-50. This is for you 50-50 ass ninjas. Right? We were going back and forth about 50-50. He believed in 50-50. Mind you, he's 20 years old, so he don't know nothing. Right? So he up there talking about I just feel like if we're both staying in the apartment, if we're both staying in the house, she need to pay the bills too. I'm like, bro, y'all don't understand. When you say that type of shit, do y'all not understand that turns a woman off? She may deal with you for a meantime, but she getting her cheeks clapped by somebody else more dominant. Right? And you may see online that woman, I don't mind going 50-50. Yeah, but I can do 50-50, but they'll say it with the what you call that? What's the word I'm looking for? But with the advisory to it, basically, the word I'm looking for. Yep, I go 50-50, but he has to be headed somewhere. I have to see where he's going. As long as he has a vision, I don't mind going 50-50 for a meantime. This ninja talking about going 50-50 the whole entirety of the relationship. And he up there talking, he's swearing up and down like, yo, I get hoes though. I get hoes. Ninja, you 20 years old. I will hope you're getting some hoes, because at 20 years old, some of these chicks don't care about that. They don't care about that. Jay said simp behavior. You know what's funny? He told me, and you know what's funny too, right? When I spoke on this before, it was so many dudes in the comment section talking about, man, Afterpill a simp. Tap a simp. Tap. He be simping. When I was talking about look, I'd rather have a woman in her utmost femininity, right? Hair done, nails done, everything did, right? Paying this and paying that. This dude called me a simp for basically being a man. This dude called me a simp for being a man. You can't make this shit up. He called me a simp for actually wanting to be what you are traditionally supposed to be anyway. A producer, a provider. Ninja, he said I'm the simp. But this ninja is the one that's talking about going 50-50 with your lesser half, and I'm the simp. Okay. I was like, okay. I told him straight up, and I had to give him that real deal Holyfield, right? I had to spit that real game to him. I was like, bro, listen, you know how many 20-year-olds, we're the same generation. I'm just an older Gen Z. He's a younger Gen Z. But I told him straight up, I was like, you know how many 20-year-olds who've told me, like, they're tired of paying all the bills, or they're tired of their boyfriend, tired of having to split bills with their boyfriends, or chicks who just got out of relationship where they was the primary person who was paying all the bills, and they got tired of it, or they're complaining, talking about something, I can't do this and I can't do that. You know how many girls complaining to me about this, throwing you ninjas up under the bus? Yeah, they'll tell you, ninja, yeah, I don't have no problem with it, but that's just so they can keep you around, so they can monkey branch over to a ninja like me. That's it. You know how many women I've heard complain about that junk? But you up here talk, yeah, bro, I've been around. But you're gonna tell me what my knowledge is when you 20 years old. I'm almost 30 at this point. But you're gonna sit up here and tell me. I was like, bro, you can't win. Bro, these new dudes are done. These new dudes are done. Dan 22 said one of my old ass managers still fall in love. Age of Cali said these ninjas don't even think Brent swinging and hypergamy are real. Yeah, they don't. Bro, Like, you can't make this up, man. When I say men are doomed, we're doomed. Especially with the new gen, bro. Masculinity is dead. They don't believe in it. But here's the thing. Here's the reason. Here's the reason why masculinity is dead, though, right? Because the men, especially the new men are following the women. They're following the women. This dude had the nerve, right? We were talking, and he had the nerve to bring in a chick into our conversation. I was like, bro, are you serious right now? Because we started talking about love and if a woman actually loves you for you and all that stuff. And he up there talking, he gonna bring a chick into the conversation. Is it true? Like, he's talking about there's no real love out here. He's talking about women can't love and women can't love men for men. And I'm like, bro, are you really gonna bring a woman into a man-on-man conversation? I was like, bro, did you really just do that? He's like, what? I'm just asking her. I'm just asking her opinion. I'm like, bro, why would a woman admit to you what we know as men? Does that make sense to you? If we are the natural authority, right? If we're the natural authority and we the ones that's supposed to know what's what, why would our lesser half be upfront, especially a modern woman? Why would they be upfront and honest about something that we know or supposed to know as men? I was like, bro, I just shook my head. I'm like, bro, I'm done talking to you. But after he did that, I just shook my head. I'm like, bro, you defer. What somebody said it. Adrian Kyler said, men defer to female authority in a post-feminist society. Yes, I'm seeing that more and more. I'm seeing that more and more. Men defer to female authority. Man, that's well put. Well, men defer to female authority in a post-feminist society. Man, you couldn't have said that any better. You couldn't have said that any better. Right? I'm like, it's a drizzle generation. Exactly. This dude he basically deferred to female authority in a post-feminist society. And I've seen many men do this. I've seen many, because I sit back and observe, right? And I've seen many men piggyback off of women. I'm like, I'm having conversation with a dude and a woman to say something, and he'll just like, yeah, I like what she said. I'm like, and me knowing who I am, I'm a authoritative, I have an authoritative aura, right? I have a leadership aura, right? I have that about myself. So I know who I am, right? And I know people flock to me because of those capabilities, because of those characteristics. But what I am seeing more is men push masculinity aside, push that leadership aside, push those characteristics aside, and just outright disregard it for the lesser half's opinion. And this is on a deep psychological level. I'm starting to see that. And there's a video that we got to review this. I'm gonna have to review this tonight. I'm gonna probably do a video tonight. But if y'all, I'm sure y'all have heard of Psychax. Kales, what's going on? I'm sure y'all have heard of Psychax. Psychax broke this down in an impeccable way, right? In an impeccable way. Tony says, want to be treated like a king, got to bring that king energy and resources, right? Kel said, welcome to the infamous era. Yep, I said welcome. I've been saying welcome to the gynocracy. Welcome to the gynocracy. Welcome to the matriarchy. This is where we are. This is where we are. I've been saying for a few months now, I've been saying that men are literally going to become slaves to women. I've been saying this. Women are going to run the modern era, because guess what? Men are in lack. The 90-10 rule is in full effect. The 90-10 rule is in full effect. What has basically happened is women basically tricked the lower half of men to go against the hierarchy. So let me say that one more time. Women have basically tricked the lower half of men, which is the majority of men. Women have tricked the lower half of men, which is the majority of men, the men who are not winning, the men who are lames, the men who don't have the resources, they have no money, they have no game, they don't have no anything, they can't do anything, can't travel, can't do anything. The lower totem pole, which is 90% of men, right? We're sticking to the 90-10 rule, right? They've basically got the lower half to betray the top 10, 20% of men, right? To basically betray the alphas or whatever you want to call them, the top producers, you know, who produce in society, right? Who get all the women. They've basically brainwashed the lower half of men through all of this stuff. That's why OnlyFans is so big. That's why, you know, gooning is so big. Pornography is so big, right? They've led them to believe in the possibility of them being able to get with them, right? That's why OnlyFans is so dangerous, right? That's why OnlyFans is so dangerous. That's why all that stuff is so dangerous. But you know what? It is what it is, Ninja. I may start an OnlyFans at this point because ninjas don't want to do nothing else. Shit. Hey now. Listen, I may start a separate brand, Ninja. Don't get mad. Listen, don't get mad when I start a separate brand and I start putting up the OnlyFans models up there and start doing interviews and hey, make sure you click this link, Ninja. Yeah, with a big old Kool-Aid smile on my face. Make sure you click this link, Ninja. You're gonna want to see what's in there, Ninja. You're gonna want to see what's in there, Ninja. I have what you need and I got what you want, Ninja. Just click this link right here, Ninja. Just click it. Click this link right here, Ninja. You want to see more of Stephanie? Click this link right here, Ninja. Right? You want to hear more of Stephanie? Click this link right here, Ninja. Right? You want to see those big old cups of Stephanie? Ninja, click this link right here, Ninja. Don't get mad at me, Ninja. Don't get mad at me when I start feeding the market what the market wants, Ninja. Because I'm tired of you ninjas too. I'm tired of you ninjas too. Right? This man said most guys getting bamboozled. Yep. Smiling like Terry Crews. Yep. I'm start a separate brand, Ninja. I'm start a separate brand. I have chicks up there interviewing them, Ninja. Right? Interviewing them. Yep. Oh, you want to see more after hours, Ninja? Here, click this link right here, Ninja. Yeah, I'm tired of you ninjas too. Yep. Go ahead. Hell, you ninjas don't want to pay for real deal Holyfield knowledge and wisdom. So you, as a matter of fact, ninjas don't want to level up. Okay, I'm gonna give you ninjas the drugs that you want. Then how about that? Then I'm gonna become the neighborhood dealer, Ninja. How about that? I'm gonna feed you ninjas what you want. How about that? How about that? Ninja gonna eat that all up. Like, oh boy, stripper, oh boy, OF model. Well, I can't wait to get back home to Jack the Pickle to this one. I can't wait to get home to Jack the Piggly Wiggly to this one. Dan22 said, hell yeah, get that Patreon going. I'm about to get the Patreon going. But the Gooners, for the Gooners, that's gonna be more OnlyFans though. The Gooners gonna be OnlyFans. The Patreon is gonna be more. The Patreon is gonna be more for what's the name? Dudes who really want to change their life. For you guys who really want to change your life, I'm putting all old material. I'm putting all ideological videos, material on Patreon. I'm putting all my travel content. You'll still see some bits and pieces on YouTube, but traveling and the rundown, what stuff costs and all that stuff, travel, like that's going on the Patreon. Yep, Ninja's gonna have to start paying. And if you don't want to pay, oh, okay, that's fine too. First of all, I only want the guys who want to pay anyway. I only want the guys who want to change their life anyway. Right? One-on-ones coming soon. Consultations coming soon. Website coming soon. Yep, a lot of things are coming soon. If you want to change your life, tap in with the tap. If you want to change your life, tap in with the tap. I'm already heading in that direction. Relationships are dead. Marriage is dead. Right? We in the after pill era now. It's the after pill now. All that stuff that you previously known, it don't matter no more. It don't matter. Right? So all the real knowledge and all the real wisdom that I'm gonna reveal, because I don't really go too deep on YouTube because ninjas can't handle it anyway. But ninjas gonna have to pay for the real wisdom. Ninjas gonna have to pay for the real wisdom. But back to my original, what I was saying, right? Women betrayed. Men. The lower half of men betrayed the top producers of men. So now we have a society of men who lean more on to women than they lean on to men, right? And that's why many men don't have friends, right? Because many men are at the bottom, right? Many men are a part of that 90%. So when we're talking about friends, right? When we're talking about friends, many men, they have female traits, right? That's why many men don't have friends. They're just feminized, right? Jealous, envious, all of these things that usually, women show. Man, I told you many times, right? I've run across a lot of solid women. I've run across a lot of solid. I've run across more solid women than solid men, and that's just facts, right? I've run across more solid women than solid men, right? That's how it's getting. A lot of men, they just don't have it, right? Because they're in lack. They're in lack. They're in love with the possibility of a woman. They're in love with the possibility of a traditional woman. They're in love with the possibility of a virgin. They're in love with the possibility of marriage. They're in love with all these possibilities. They're in love with all these ideas, right? That quite frankly don't exist anymore, right? So they're still trying to hold on to all of these things that just don't exist, right? They're thinking ideologically, not ideologically, they're thinking idealistic, right? Just like women, right? Women stay in delusional land. They stay in la la land, right? They stay in a world fairy tale land that don't exist, right? They want a 6'8", dang on giant who make $1 million a year, who got the big digging stick, pause, no diddy, who can take a trip to Cabo every other week. Listen, that ninja is one in a billion, ninja. But guess what? They live for the possibility of just being in the presence of that 1 in a billion guy. And some of them, they end up getting in the presence of one of these 1 in a billion guys, right? And they don't settle for any other guy, right? They may smash a few guys, right? Who's still in that upper echelon, but they're still chasing a dragon. They're chasing a dragon, trying to get that upper echelon guy, trying to get that 1 in a billion guy, right? It's just like men. It's exactly like men. They're in love with the possibility of marriage. They're in love with the possibility of the white picket fence. They're in love with the possibility of a traditional woman. They're in love with all these possibilities that basically many men still get out here and get bamboozled. They still get out here and get what's that dude name who I did the video on, who married the Latina chick, the black dude who playing football, right? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Dang, Travis Hunter, that's his name. Travis Hunter, right? A lot of these dudes getting Travis Hunter out here, right? A known 304, a known hoe, right? But he still married her. And that's what a lot of guys are doing, just because they want the possibility of a marriage. They want the possibility. They're in love with the possibility. They're in love with all the delusional factors, right? A lot of the group says, Tap, I see these dating coaches now promoting branding these days. You're right. Dating is dead on YouTube. Right? Kel said, RIP Sydney Sweeney. What you mean? She passed? No, she didn't. RIP Sydney Sweeney. You got to be careful putting that in there. Oh, I'm like, what? I was about to exit out the live and read an article or something. I'm like, what? 50 Cent X was involved with Diddy. Yep. Paul says, bro, spot on. I appreciate it. Kel said, okay. But yeah, I'm just stating facts. And this is why men don't want to, and two, this is why many men don't want to self-improve, because many women, like if you'll see online now, a lot of women will say, I like a dad bod. You've been seeing, I'm sure y'all been seeing that trend now. I don't like the muscular look. That means he's in the gym too much and he doesn't have time for me, or he's just probably too into himself, right? Many women are saying that now, right? Oh, see, he's too much into himself, right? Or you know, I like the dad bod. Guess what? Y'all understand why they're saying that, right? Men are so stupid. They don't understand why they're saying that. Why y'all think she's saying that? Why y'all think women are saying that? They're saying that is because they're trying to tap into the lower pool of men, right? They're already competing for the top 10% of men. They know what's going on. They know that the guts get wet and it gets bubbly down there and heated down there for the top 10%. They know who they really like to dig them out. They know that stuff already, but they're in so much competition. But for business, for their own wealth, for the men who follow them, for the men who subscribe to them, the majority of them, guess who they are? They're the gooners, right? They're the lower 90% of men. So of course they're gonna say, oh yeah, we like the dad bods, right? We don't like the muscular bodies. We like the dad bods. Why? They want the men who don't tap into, self-development. They want the men who don't tap into being the best version of themselves, right? Because those are the men who are going to pay consistently, right? They know that they can get one of these top 10% guys and get banged out and just thrown out the door. And, they may throw them a little change, may take them on a little shopping spree, buy them a little Gucci bag, buy them a little Chanel bag, then let them ride in a Lamborghini, but they know they got to go back home, right? But for the bulk of their money is coming from the gooners, right? And the gooners are the bottom 90% of men, right? They said YouTube heard you speaking the truth. Absolutely. Gecko, if you want, Gecko, should I be scared as a 19-year-old? You got a super chat. I don't recognize your username. You're going to super chat, buddy. Right? But this is what's going on. This is exactly what's going on. So they've turned the majority of men against the powerful men. They've turned the majority of men against masculinity, right? Many of these guys, they don't care about masculinity anymore. They don't care about masculinity anymore. They don't care about being macho anymore. They don't care about being men anymore. They don't care about it anymore because the women have already brainwashed them. Their peers have already brainwashed them, right? Just like the 20-year-old I was talking to, right? The reason why he's like that because the women have validated him already, right? He think he's getting hoes, right? He think he's getting hoes. He probably getting a little something, right? But wait till they turn 23. Wait till they turn 24, right? He don't know what's coming to him, right? And then, yeah, they'll keep you. See, what these dudes don't understand, they'll keep you as the emotional support. They'll keep you as the emotional support all day long. But guess what? Guess who she getting her cheeks banged out by? Right? Her hair pulled by? Chad, Tyrone, the masculine men, the men who don't care, the men who are just gonna push and shove her out the door. That's who she can. That's who's doing the real bumping and grinding. But they'll definitely use you as the emotional support. I see it all day long, bro. I see women, bro, at work, at the gym, right? Women who be with their men who I know are beta, right? Who I know are beta, right? And they be trust and believe they're with some very good looking chicks, but the dudes are beta. Right? And the women for long-term relationships, they don't want the alphas like that, really. Right? They don't want the alphas like that. Or better yet, this is another theory. Right? There's so many betas out here. There's so many betas out here that it's not enough alphas to go around. There's not enough masculine dudes to go around. Right? So when I'm at work, when I'm at the gym and I'm seeing these guys and I'm seeing their chicks, bro, when I walk into the room, bitches are locking eyes, right? They're staring, they're biting lips. Bro, I was just in the gym not too long ago, right? I'm actually in the gym parking lot. I was just in the gym, right? Shouts out to Gecko guy. I'm gonna answer your question. Let me tell the story real quick. I was in the gym, right? And I seen this nice little chick in there. She was with her boyfriend, little scrawny dude. No, he just now getting into the gym, but her body, what the kids say nowadays, her body is T, right? Her body is T, right? But her body was that. She that girl. But, when I came over there, bro, listen, I got the shades on too. I have the shades on in the gym. So she trying to lock eyes, and I'm over there working out. She just, bro, like every time he got on the machine, she just looking at me. Tell you no lie. She just looking at me, staring at me. Like, hey, can I help you? Ain't that your man right there? Ain't that your man right there? Like, I mean, she just looking, and then she doing this. How you know a chick hot between her legs? This how you know she hot between her legs. I'm telling you, she getting nervous, like she biting her lips and all kinds of stuff. She getting hot. She getting hot for that chocolate. Listen, don't let me get started. She getting hot for that BBC. And he just she just a looking. I'm like, dang, it's one thing to look. That ain't no, they weren't no siblings. You'll have to see the interactions, right? They weren't siblings. They were definitely in a relationship. I can tell by the interaction and where he was, touching on her at. They were definitely in a relationship. But she just a looking. I'm like, dang girl, like I get it. But chicks, and that's not the first time, second time, third time, fourth time, 10th time that has happened to me. Like it happens all the time, where chicks will literally be with dudes who are beta, literally dudes who are beta, but they know when you have that aura about yourself, right? And I've been told this many times, when you have that aura about yourself, just that masculine aura, that don't give a F mentality, by any means necessary mentality, by that ambition, because people can feel that on you, right? People can feel that on you. People can see it on you. And I remember talking to this chick, and she told me this exact. And if you're in a private chat, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Cartier, I think you were there. If you're in a private chat, you know what I'm talking about. Basically, the chick was like, I don't see masculine guys anymore. And this chick was 25. She was like, I don't see masculine guys anymore. She was like, I literally have to date beta guys because I don't come across masculine guys like you. Right? Cartier, I showed you, right? Cartier, I showed you. She was like, I don't come across dudes like you. My generation is full of beta dudes. Right? She was like, your masculinity, like I can feel your masculinity, and it's so comforting. Right? Like I says, keep your girls away from tap. Nah, I ain't down and dirty like that, but yeah, keep your chicks away from me though. For their sake, ninja. Right? I don't be trying to take nobody chick. But I do pay attention. But yeah, that's what she said. She was like, she's 25. She was like, and this is somebody that's young. I mean, old in women years, or middle point in women years, as far as, hey, you need to, you better get off the market, or you left to the wolves. But yeah, she was just like, bro, the guys that I come across, bro, none of them are that. None of them are that. She was just saying, like, bro, they're so like girly. She was like, they're so feminine. She's like, they're so feminine, and it just disgusts her. It's just disgusting. Mind you, she did say that, she has no choice but to date them. But many of these girls, like when y'all see girls with these guys, like, it's not because they want to be with them. It's not because they want to be with them. It is because, ninja, they have no choice, ninja. They have no choice. It's either a feminine man with the between his legs, pause no diddy, or it's get with another girl. And many of them, they're gonna choose the guy. Right? Listen, that's what it is. Let me answer Gecko's question. Gecko says, what did you say, Gecko? You said, should I be scared as a 19-year-old? What are you saying? Should I be scared as a 19-year-old? Why should you be scared? What should you be scared of, Gecko? Because I don't think you shouldn't be scared of anything. Right? If you got a good head on your shoulders, if you got your head on a swivel, right? What's to be scared of? Age of Cali said, real masculine guys are like wolves lurking in giant packs of sheep. Great time to get ahead. It's a great time to be alive, man. It's a great time to be alive. It's a very turbulent time to be alive as well, right? Very, chaotic time to be alive. But if you stick to the vision, if you stick to your vision, you stick to your discipline, you stick to your consistency, right? You build, right? Gain knowledge, gain some wisdom. Bro, the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. Gecko guy says losing everything. Everyone telling me the job and house market are horrible. Well, because it is. How are you going to lose everything? Right? Do you have a job? I mean, it is what it is. Job security is dead. Everybody should be on edge, as far as losing their job. It's an at-will employer. Everywhere's an at-will employer. So yeah, you got the possibility of losing everything. Many people have lost everything, right? It's not the first time something bad has happened in the economy. Now we definitely in newer times, right? We never had AI and automation and things like that, right? We never had those things, but many people have went through horrible times. Many people have lost everything. People lost everything in '08, right? People lost everything in the 80s. People lost everything in the 70s. People lost everything in the Great Depression. There's been many generations, that have lost everything. But, like I said, this is a newer time period. So none of us have experienced what is going on now, right? We've never had to deal with AI. We never had to deal with robots. We never had to deal with technology like this on this level. So this is a new time period, but life is still the same. Life is still the same, right? There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, there's going to be turmoil, there's going to be war, there's going to be this, bloodshed, there's going to be all these things, right? Agent Kelly said it's way worse than you think. But don't be scared. As a 19-year-old, stay away from the girls. You don't need one. Don't even worry about girls right now. Stick to your discipline, get in the gym, right? Keep your head down, stack some money, stay with some roommates if you can, so you can save more money. Don't worry about no women. Don't worry about no girls. Marriage, Ninja, stay far away from that. You're 19 years old. You shouldn't even be thinking about that. You need to be, Gecko guy, you need to be focused on stacking your first $100,000. And to be honest with you, forget a house. Bro, forget a house. For you guys who still want to buy houses, I get it. I get it. But as for me go, I'm not in tune with buying a house. I want to be a digital nomad. So I want to up and leave when it's time to leave. I don't want to have to put my house on the market and this, that, and the third. Could I possibly change my mind as I get older, right? As my kids get older and stuff like that, right? I may change my mind and want to settle down, but I can do that anywhere in the world, right? I can buy some property in, Thailand or Africa or Dominican Republic, find some property out there and have a house built somewhere else, right? And that's where I want to be situated at. But as far as right now, where I'm at in my life right now, I don't need a house, nor I want a house. I don't care for that, right? I want to travel. I want to explore the world, explore other options, and go from there. They say, you right, man, want to start a business or a TFL? Yep, do it. Do it. You 19. You're 19, bro. Like, the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. Don't let anybody tell you anything different. Don't let your family try to tell you, oh, you need to find a good girl. You need to find a good traditional woman. They setting you up for failure, Ninja. They setting you up for failure. Don't worry about no house right now, bro. Forget a house. Why are you even thinking about a house at 19? Right? Unless your family pass you down something, right? If your family pass you down something, that's a different story. But as far as purchasing the house, bro, forget all that. Bro, put your head down, work, start a business, get you some money. Don't let your family try to talk you into getting married. And I know Stephanie right here is she's a good girl. Man, Stephanie ain't no good girl. They about to set you up. Don't even know. Stephanie been sucking Piggly Wiggly since middle school, right? The church just don't know. The church just don't know. But anyway, man, shouts out to everybody that super chatted. Shouts out to everybody who tuned in. My phone is going dead. I would stay on longer, but my phone is going dead. Stay tuned for another live stream. Stay tuned for another video, right? Stay tuned later on this June for, I'll be overseas. The after pill is going overseas. The after pill is taking the after pill worldwide. TAP is going worldwide. All right, so stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for the Patreon. If you want to become a member, go ahead and become a member. Stay tuned for the website. Stay tuned for the consultations if you want to get your life right. If you want to know what I do and how I'm paving the way and what I'm doing to get ahead and things like that. Stay tuned for the Patreon. Stay tuned for the website. Stay tuned for all that. I only want the movers and shakers. I appreciate that, Blackout. I only want the movers and shakers. I only want. I only need 10% of men. I only want the men who want to spend money. Listen, I'm not one of these guys who's just gonna give you some riffraff. I'm gonna give you the knowledge and wisdom that you need to really transform your life, really get yourself ahead, give you the mindset that is needed to get to where you need to be, right? So stay tuned for all of that, and that is an after pill. See you guys on the next video. Peace.